Now, Graeme Parkinson's football dreams became a reality after he was signed with Bohemians, aged just 20. But following a devastating cancer diagnosis, Graeme's plans for the future were very sadly cut short.
Actually, I think Graeme was signed at 15. He's
Much younger.
20 now. Graeme has a rare form of cancer in his lower back known as malignant peripheral nerve sheath, which is the first time I've ever heard of it, and I suspect a lot of you out there as well. Doctors in Ireland have deemed it inoperable, but Graeme is not taking no for an answer, and he and his mother Elaine join us now to discuss his plans to travel to Germany for treatment. Good morning to you both. You're very
welcome. Very welcome.
Let's talk about what it is you have, Graeme, and how it affects you.
Yeah. So what it is, it's a lower tumour in my lower back, which is pressing against the nerve, and at the moment it's pressing against the bowels as well, which has been causing a lot of difficulty with that.
Okay.
And then what I was only back from Germany from just Thursday back there.
Okay, and this was diagnosed at what age?
I was diagnosed at 13.
At 13?
At 13?
Yeah, 2007 I was first diagnosed with.
And how was it? What were the symptoms before it was diagnosed?
The symptoms was I was having a lot of constipation, and I went to Temple Street to start off with.
Okay.
And I was keep getting sent home with constipation all the time, and eventually it just came too much, like a lump came out on my lower back, and eventually I was stuck into Temple Street, and then I was transferred to Crumlin, where I started chemotherapy, and I started radiotherapy.
So that means at the age of 13, and you were flying as a football prodigy.
Yeah.
You were, everyone had you down for big things.
Yeah.
At the age of 13, you were told you had cancer.
Yeah, it was so shocked to me, because I was going into Temple Street thinking I was just with constipation, and there came a massive shock back that there was a lower tumour.
Well, now you dealt with all of that, and you got through it, and you still got signed at 15 by Bose. So you obviously must have felt that you'd beaten it first time out.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought that was going to be the end of it, because I was up to last year. I was 4 years all clear. I would have been, and then I came back again last March.
And did they tell you, Elaine, obviously when Graeme was being dealt with initially, he was 13, 14, so they would have been dealing with you. What did they tell you about the condition?
They thought it was just constipation for first, but I knew it was something worse because it was going on for weeks, and the lump actually came out on his back then. Yeah.
And what sort of long-term diagnosis or prognosis did they give you?
We went to Crumlin Hospital straight away 2 days later, and they were pretty sure that the chemo right away would reduce it a lot to get surgery in the UK and Middlesex. So it did reduce it a lot. We went straight there for like 3 to 4 weeks, about 4 weeks. Came back from there, and then radiotherapy. And then a year later, the exact same again. Now,
when you were dealing with them in England, did they tell you that there was a much more severe intervention or surgery that could be done, but you didn't opt to take it at the time?
No, this was only last year. The first time they just done this surgery that they were doing, and the second time. Last year we went to Middlesex, and they turned around and said that we could get the surgery again, the same surgery, or let's get the whole nerve removed, which would leave him, could be paralysed, could be having two bags for life, sexual problems, everything. So we said no to that.
You don't want to say yes to that.
Yeah. Well, that's where I said to them I wasn't going to go ahead and do that, because that would be last option.
But you were still playing, so therefore you would have been on the surface or the face of it very fit, very healthy.
Yeah, I was very healthy, fit. And then only up till like a couple of weeks ago, I started having symptoms. Before that, even when I was sick last year, I was still doing the things what I was doing normal.
Were you still playing ball?
Yeah, I was still running, playing football, and doing everything what I could do.
So you're back fighting again, which is tough mentally to gear yourself up as a family to go again. But you've got a new plan this time, and Germany's involved. Tell us what's going on over in Germany. What are they offering you?
Yeah, see, I was over there, and I got a thing called hypothermia over there, and what it does is it's for heating up tumours and destroying cancer cells over there. So I spent 10 days over there with them. And then what I'm at the moment is 3 weeks ongoing to take the treatment to kick in at the moment, and then which will be about 30 or 40% shrunk by again then.
Do you know that it definitely will be, or that's your hope?
Yeah, that's what the doctor has said already about it.
Okay.
Because he showed me the scans over there of the shrinking of the tumour.
And this is the process that they've used. This is a treatment they've used on other people.
Yeah, this is what they use on other people.
Okay, well then, look. Obviously, you're not in an ideal situation, but at least it looks like there's a solution and there's a way out of it. So, what's the problem at the moment? You have to do this and fund it yourself, is it?
Yeah, we've been doing.
Why is it not covered by the treatment?
Because we went to our doctor in James, and we asked him, because it is on the EU, but because we could never get surgery in Ireland, because it's too tricky, the surgery. We were told by our doctor that they could only sign, because we might have to go to Birmingham now, abroad again, and there's 3 surgeons over there that might do surgery if you get shrunk enough. But because the 2 places are abroad, they will only play for 1.
And
which is surgery would be well more money than going to Germany, you know.
It costs you what, 12 grand a pop whenever you go to
12
Germany?
grand every time you go. We don't know how long we have to go. You could go back 2, 3, 4, we don't know. So we keep going.
So hang on a second. In terms of Graeme's treatments, there are 2 places that he needs to go. One is to go to Germany to get the tumour shrunk, and then when it's at a size that they can operate on, he goes to the UK. So it's a 2-phase treatment, but they will only cover 1.
Because last year, the place in Middlesex let us down. They told us we could go for scans every 3 months in James, which we did do. We sent the scans over every 3 months, and they just sent back a letter there when he was getting bad a couple of weeks ago. They say that they wouldn't do the surgery, that the tumour was too big, which we still haven't got any explanation back of them.
So Elaine, how are you coping with all of this? Because I know Graeme
it is hard.
He's very brave, like, and it doesn't seem to bother you. You've got a strong mental attitude.
He is. He's a very positive person.
It must be tough for you, hon.
It is tough, but we just have to keep going, you know.
It is. Just keep on going. Keep on going. We've beaten it before.
He's very healthy as well. Like, this is how we found out about the place in Germany, didn't we?
Yeah.
Through a woman called Brenda Bone. She was on your show a few times.
Yeah, Brenda Bone.
We went to her in February. Yeah, she's very good. We learned about it through a guy called Darren McGuire too. We learned all the juicing and all. Graeme does all eating healthy. He was always into healthy and he doesn't smoke or drink or anything. So we went to her, she does courses and stuff.
Yeah,
and we learned about, she told us about the place in Germany, a girl she knew. So this is how we found out about this.
So the plan now is to keep going to Germany at 12 grand a pop, which is very expensive, shrink the tumour until it's such a size that they will operate on it.
Get someone to look at operation.
And then if they remove it,
yeah,
that's your cancer-free. That's the plan.
That's what
you hope. Okay,
that's a long-term solution as well with changing foods and changing the lifestyle as well, like to keep a long-term.
Graeme, I mean, you're more interested in saving your life now and fighting for your life and all the rest of it. I know that. But given that you've got you get a good outcome for this and you get the result you want, is there any possibility that you could have a career in football now, or is that gone?
Well, I don't know if we could ever have a proper career. I could get back playing maybe, but not as a professional.
Do you really miss it playing?
Yeah, well, it's been trying to fill in the gaps and just think of it at the moment that there's so much bigger things to be worried about than going.
But I mean, that was it. That was your life. That was your career. You were going for that.
That was I played.
Were you offered trials in the UK?
I would have been when I was a young kid.
With
I would have been not in any individual people. Like I would have had to wait till I was back playing. Like if I was continuing playing, I would have been and gone somewhere, you know.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah, because he was really good. Like,
so a lot of action playing football on the
the PlayStation.
On the PlayStation.
So, definitely,
You're trying to raise as much money and funds.
Everybody has been amazing to us, you know, very good.
And have you got any specific fundraisers coming up? Is there somewhere that people can help?
We have a site set up called Go Get Funding Graeme Parkinson. If you just go to Google search, we have that set up on a Facebook page too.
We have the details up on screen now. Because you don't know how many treatments you're going to need in Germany.
We don't know. We have to keep going. Everybody's different, you know, to the treatment. You just have to keep seeing how it goes. But it has gone great. They said it's reduced 30% in 10 days.
And you're feeling pretty well. Apart from, you do get sometimes really
like
chronic nerve pain.
Getting really bad nerve pain and just like I said, problem with bowels and stuff because it's tumour is pressing against the bladder. So at the moment I'm just having symptoms where I just have to kind of get on with it.
We wish you all the very best.
Thanks.
Looking sharp. I like the haircut.
Thanks very much. That's right.
Get that done especially for us.
That's why you're so long getting ready.
Great attitude, Graeme. Fair play to you. You know, it's tough to rally and go again. So fair play to both of you.
Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.
Right, coming up, we will have the best sunshine break.